against San Francisco off their back to win this for their home crowd. By the end of this game, this was the Rams' house again, and I think forevermore it will be. This is the type of win that will impact the rivalry for generations.
Yeah, it certainly felt like that, JB, and kind of with that in mind, it felt like this is the way it had to be. When you could see the Niners get in on the last day, you see them win in Dallas, and all of a sudden you see them go up to take care of the Niners the way that they did. You knew it was going to be hard, and you knew it was going to be San Francisco, and this is the way that you start what you just mentioned, not just putting that streak to bed, but starting a new streak, a Super Bowl at home, and all of a sudden putting all of the San Francisco demons in the rearview mirror.
And I hate to drill down to the individual level so soon, but for years, this has been about Aaron Donald to me. And especially, as I said in the pregame commentary, the 2021 calendar year and season was about Aaron Donald. It was his age 30 season. He finished last year in tears on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And the Rams, to the extent that they really did go all in over and over and over again, be it with Matthew Stafford or Von Miller or Odell Beckham Jr., it was all to capitalize on this window while you do have the best defensive player walking the planet. It's going to be a long time before you find another Aaron Donald, and it's unlikely that he'll be wearing horns when he does show up.
Yeah,
but for him to make the plays that he did in those last couple of sequences, for him to generate that game-clinching interception, I elevate him above every other member of this roster in terms of who I'm the most happy for. Yes, Stafford gets to the Super Bowl having never had a playoff win before this season, but this moment in Rams history gravitates around Aaron Donald.
It really did seem incredibly appropriate and almost poetic that he was the one chasing down Garoppolo at the end. Von Miller's right on his heels. And in a game where if you just looked at the stat sheet, JB, Aaron Donald, it doesn't jump out at you. It's not one of those games with multiple sacks terrorizing him all night long. But at the end of the game, when you had to get the big play from the best player on the field, he was there for you.
So happy for him, right? And it covered up a lot of other miscues. I mean, Jalen Ramsey could have had that interception, return it for a touchdown. Maybe that's the game right there. That one evens out the drop pick by Jaquiski Tartt. For me in the San Francisco secondary, you can wipe those even. No one's getting out of here feeling like they left too many opportunities on the field. This was a Rams win that they earned thoroughly in all three phases, and even on special teams. Like, what a turnaround this season in the kicking game for Joe DeCamillis and the Los Angeles Rams. And for Matt Gay to miss from long distance again here for the second week in a row and deliver the game-winning points in a much different fashion, albeit this week. This was a complete team effort, all three phases.
JB Long, voice of the Rams, joining us here. Rams are 2017 NFC Championship winners. They will host Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium in a couple of weeks against the Cincinnati Bengals. I guess I shouldn't be blown away, but I am. 11 catches, 142 yards for Cooper Kupp, a pair of touchdowns, and I mean, I don't know how many games in a row, how many seasons in a row, JB, we've come in and watched the Rams and thought, okay, is somebody going to be able to take away Cooper Kupp? No one has been able to do it. How does he continue to deliver such extraordinary performances so regularly?
He is physically one of the best receivers in the game, and I would not feel like I'm going out on a limb to say mentally he is the very, very best receiver in the game. The Rams had the advantage of having multiple quarterbacks on the field for almost every single offensive snap they've taken this season. Not only did Matthew Stafford process so well, 31 of 45 for 337 and 2 touchdowns, but they both went to Cooper Kupp. I've been jumping up and down to scream it to anyone who would listen since OTAs and training camp. Cooper Kupp was a phenomenal, deserving Pro Bowl caliber receiver to this juncture in his career, but bringing in Matthew Stafford allowed him to unlock a level of his game that I don't think we had consistently seen until this 2021 campaign. If a non-quarterback is ever going to win the MVP in this league again, I can't think of a better candidate than Cooper Kupp.
No question about that. Odell Beckham Jr., 9 catches, 113 yards. His best performance as a Ram tonight, JB?
Well, I thought he was the offensive key to this game. I wrote about it. I previewed it. I thought that the 49ers would devote so much attention and coverage to Cooper Kupp, especially with Van Jefferson, less than 100% with his knee injury, and then even more so once Tyler Higbee exits this game early. They needed a secondary threat. And in 2 games against San Francisco this season, OBJ had 2 catches and 18 yards in each of them. Now, Week 10 is not a fair evaluation because he had 1 walkthrough as a Ram before that Monday Night Football contest. But I think we all felt like Week 18 left Rams fans wanting more. And what he's done in this postseason has justified the move, the transaction, the interest from the Rams. And remember, he had a choice. Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers or the Los Angeles Rams and Sean McVay and Cooper Kupp. Who's the NFC champion? And Odell Beckham Jr. had a lot to do with that.
Absolutely. One more before we let you go, JB. We're talking with the voice of the Rams, JB Long. Are the Rams playing in Super Bowl 56 if they don't make that trade for quarterback a year ago today?
I mean, it's difficult to jump to a parallel universe and try and envision what that might have looked like. I think they still would have been a very good team. I think they would have been a winning team. But Matthew Stafford delivered on his promise and more. And this isn't done yet. There's still one to get. But the Rams trusted him to take them to the next level. And while I think he deserves a lot of credit, he's been everything the Rams had hoped for and then some. I think the Los Angeles Rams have also been everything that Matthew Stafford wanted when he set the wheels in motion by asking to get out of Detroit. Respectfully, with consideration, with class, but he wanted at 33, still in his prime, better looks at championships. He's never going to have a better one than this.
2 weeks from today, SoFi Stadium, the Rams and the Bengals, Super Bowl 56. And, of course, JB Long will be on the call right here on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network. JB, it was a pleasure to talk with you. Appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
A big bear hug from me and a toast of the champagne flute to you, Travis.
Absolutely. Thanks, JB. All right, the Rams are the NFC champion. They are going to the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. Super Bowl 56 at SoFi, just the second time that the home team is going to be playing in the Super Bowl. Of course, last year, Tampa, they were able to cash it in their own backyard. Hopefully the same thing coming up with the Rams. If you are on hold, stay there. We got a lot of your phone calls coming up. 877-710-ESPN. We are celebrating a Rams NFC championship. They're headed to Super Bowl 56 on the ESPN LA Rams Radio.
Coors Light Postgame Show, live at Hollywood Park Casino.
Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams.
The Rams play here.
Leave it all on the field. 1, 2, 3. Put it all here.
We get you closer to all that went down right now on the Coors Light Postgame Show.
Coors Light.
Keeping Southern California chill all season long.
The Coors Light Postgame Show.
Here's Travis Rogers and Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr.
Rams might be adding another list of Super Bowl champions to their roster. They will be playing Super Bowl 56 in stadium against the Cincinnati Bengals, who fell behind 21-3 in the AFC Championship game and found a way to come back and win that one in overtime. 877-710-ESPN. That's the phone number if you'd like to get in and talk about tonight's game. Take a look at the upcoming Super Bowl as well. But before we do that, Sean McVay caught up with JB Long and Maurice Jones-Drew after the Rams were NFC champs.
Back at SoFi Stadium, home of your NFC champion, Los Angeles Rams. 20-17 is the final. I'm joined by the head coach of the Rams, Sean McVay. What emotions are you experiencing right now?
Man, I'm just so happy for these players and these coaches and really just, this organization. What a great job. What a gutsy win. You go down 17-7. Find a way to just stay in the moment. I just love this group, and we're going to enjoy this, and then we got to get ready for a great team, in the Super Bowl here in a couple weeks. But, man, I'm just so happy for these guys.
Matt Gay hits the go-ahead field goal from 30 yards to make it 20-17. I'd love to hear from your vantage point what that final defensive play with Aaron Donald getting to Garoppolo looked like.
Just, it was amazing. It was a blur, but just seeing Aaron make that play, T. Howard be able to, end up catching that thing, it was a long 3 kneels we took, but so much respect for the 49ers. We know what a great team they are, and they gave us everything they had and took everything we had today to get it done.
I'm sure you'll talk plenty about the Stars, but Traven Howard with the clinching interception is appropriate. And when I think about what Kendall Blanton has done these last couple of weeks, including tonight as Tyler Higbee is injured, it really did take every corner of your roster, Coach.
It really did. I mean, for him to have 5 catches, 57 yards, the way he competed in the run game, us to only have to putt 1 time today, and Odell came up big. Just so many guys shine bright, and it was awesome.
Happy for you, happy for your Rams. Go enjoy it.
Thanks, JB.
Sean McVay following a 20-17 come-from-behind victory over San Francisco to send the Rams to the Super Bowl.
The great part of it, too, was the mention right there that they did it despite a whole bunch of things working against the Rams in the early part of the game. Tyler Higbee, who had a couple of big catches early, got them in deep into the 49er red zone earlier in that game. He leaves with a knee injury. He did not return from that game. All of a sudden, Kendall Blanton really able to put some things together despite really not playing much at all during the regular season, certainly not being a target of what the Rams have been able to do all season long, and he showed up big today. Kendall Blanton, 5 catches for 57 yards, including a 20-yarder along the way. Here's what didn't go right for the Rams, and they still found a way to win the game 20-17. They missed a field goal. Matt Gay has been fantastic this season, really has not missed very much at all. He missed one early in the game. 3 points comes off the board. A red zone interception, which is usually the kiss of death early in the game. The Rams bounced back for that. Not one, but arguably 2 dropped touchdown passes for the Rams. Ben Skoranek on what would have been a difficult catch for him in the end zone, wide open, not able to haul it in. And then, as we mentioned earlier, we had Cooper Kupp, who was wide open in the middle of the field, and I'm pretty convinced that whatever would have happened if he caught that ball probably ends up with an LA touchdown, because he was going to beat everybody to that corner along the way. All right, as promised, let's take some of these phone calls. 877-710-ESPN. Let's start in Los Angeles with Craig. Craig, you are on the Coors Light postgame show. What's going on?
Yes, sir. First of all, I have a lot of perspective on the Rams, being a fan from way, way back. I always believed that we had the talent to get to the Super Bowl and beat the Niners. But, it was the heart that they showed in that fourth quarter that made the difference. And super big plays by Kupp. And, the way Kendall Blanton showed up in this game and Trevor Howard, it feels like every man on the roster had a moment this year. And that's one of the real weird, great things about this team. They had to plug in people, like in the Cardinals game, and they got it done. And time after time, when they faced adversity, they came through it. So it really has been an amazing season so far, and I really hope they cap it off with another win. But,
yeah, so much, because I think you're exactly right. To win a championship, certainly to get to a Super Bowl, to get to this point of the season where the Rams have, you got to get a little bit from everybody. You need your stars to play like stars, and they have. Aaron Donald has played at a Defensive Player of the Year level. Cooper Kupp has played like an MVP. Matthew Stafford has played like an all-pro quarterback. But your stars need to play like the stars, and they did. But to your point, you're going to need to get some contributions from some guys who maybe you didn't think you were going to need them from, whether it is a guy like Kendall Blanton, maybe Sony Michel, who wasn't even a part of this team early in the season, get some important carries, let you win some games to kind of get off that skid that you had through the months of November. There are so many. Joe Noteboom, just a week ago in Tampa, has to fill in for Andrew Whitworth at left tackle in a playoff game, and more than holds his own. This is how it goes throughout the course of the season, that your stars need to be stars, and the Rams certainly were, but you're going to need to get some absolute production from some of your more rank-and-file players, and the Rams got it today, and they've got it all season long. If you are on hold, stay there. We're going to start with your phone calls next, 877-710-ESPN. And let me throw this one out there, too. Is this a team of destiny? It's coming up next on the Coors Light postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Coors Light postgame show.
Coors Light, keeping Southern California chill all season long.
On the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
This is the Coors Light postgame show, live at Hollywood Park Casino. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Once again, here's Travis Rogers and Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr.
Super Bowl 56 will be a home game. The Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals coming up 2 weeks from today at SoFi Stadium, and this is why the Rams did what they did a year ago today. They made a deal for Matthew Stafford, sending a couple of first-round draft picks and Jared Goff to Detroit. This is why they made the deal for Von Miller. This is why they made the deal for Odell Beckham Jr. to put themselves in an opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and now they are one win away. DeMarco, you finally made your way out from SoFi Stadium over here to Hollywood Park Casino, and just your thoughts on the end of the game, the fourth quarter, turning a 10-point deficit into a 3-point win.
Well, first, the walkover was great. That was just fun. No, it was. It was fun. Walking amongst the 49er faithful and, just
few of them out there.
Knowing that they lost. It was great. No, it was good. No, I mean, what a great game, though. I mean, you're exactly right. And I wanted to emulate what the Rams have done to go all in. But it was a calculated plan by Sean McVay, by Les Snead to go all in and win. And you saw the game in Atlanta a few years back versus New England. You had it won. You didn't get it done. New England won their sixth Super Bowl, I believe. It was Belichick's sixth. And that feeling never went away. You were that close to winning it, so you didn't want to let that go. Credit to them for keeping that going and now getting it done and getting back to the Super Bowl here in L.A.
DeMarco, how hard was it to do what they did? Because not only are you playing a team that has had your number, you've lost 6 in a row, you're playing a team that's very physical, it's very good. I mean, Deebo Samuel is a monster, and he was doing work today, but a lot of things did not go the Rams' way. An interception in the red zone, a missed field goal, a couple of drop passes that I think the Skoranek one certainly would have been a touchdown. It was in the end zone. I thought Cooper Kupp had a chance to beat everybody to the corner there. It just didn't feel – it felt incredibly familiar from a few weeks ago, Week 18. How were they able to not let it go that way and to turn that thing around? Because everything was headed San Francisco until very late in the third quarter.
I was in there for halftime listening to Sean McVay and Raheem Morris talk to their units, and there weren't that many adjustments. They weren't talking about who to get and how to get them. They were talking about it's all out in front of us. We have to stay together. You have to play to the last play. I mean, it's all out there for you. Who wants it more? So it was a true rah-rah, and it was exactly what they needed. The thing that turned it for me was when they scored, the 49ers did, and Aaron Donald and A'Shaun Robinson called up the defense. I mean, and just barked at him. Absolutely barked at him, and Aaron spun in a circle yelling at guys, we are better than what we're doing on the field. We only have one shot at this to get it done, and boom, they got it done. So I said this earlier. This wasn't about the X's and the O's.
Jimmys and the Joes.
The Jimmys and the Joes, and the Jimmys and the Joes got it done.
So Aaron Donald, a relatively quiet night until very late in the game.